fuck? I thought this was a book. I got this game instead.
A book named Mr. E fell from the sky. He's lost his memories, but how and why? The friendly Yoshi lends a helping hand to explore chapters with colorful lands.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is the latest installment in the Green Dinosaurs 2D series, this time around with an odd twist of instead of focusing on traditional 2D platforming, the game focuses more on puzzle solving, where Yoshi will encounter different kinds of creatures and enemies that he will have to utilize to solve these mysterious puzzles, hence the title, The Mysterious Book. I love Yoshi, I just can't help love this little green dinosaur. Every time I play some of his games, even if they're not the best, I still have a pleasant time because they're just so gosh darn adorable. I only can really say I've enjoyed 2 Yoshi games in my life, Yoshi's Island, who could have guessed that, and Yoshi's Woolly World. 2 games that I think are absolutely amazing for different reasons, but every other Yoshi game has just been kinda disappointing. So when Nintendo revealed the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I was actually kind of intrigued by the concept alone, whatever the concept was. All of the marketing and all the trailers for this game have been extremely vague. You really do not understand what this game is until you actually play it. And I can say confidently, this is a very unique game, or at least it's very unique for Yoshi. Because what I really expected was just another traditional 2D adventure. Instead, I got something completely different and something that I wasn't expecting, but I'm not mad about it. Before we go into gameplay stuff, I need to say that this game is absolutely beautiful. I mean, art style wise, I think this game is gorgeous. I love the direction that they went for it, because the game takes place inside a book, so the game feels like you're in a book. It's stylized like if it was painted with watercolors, and the characters also have this style like they were drawn, and it even has a little bit of that look of stop motion from time to time. Man, they really kind of went all out with the style of this game. And even for a game that isn't necessarily a traditional 2D platformer, it still has platforming. And the actual structure of these levels, or I guess habitats, because the whole point of the game is that you go into these different habitats, Yoshi encounters a new enemy type or a new creature type, and you have to utilize that creature or that enemy to help you solve all the different puzzles and all the different mysteries inside that habitat. And it's really cool. I think the way that the levels or habitats are structured in the game, I think is very cool. The more you discover something, you actually unlock more creatures. I think that's cool. It actually incentivizes you to actually try harder to find different solutions to different puzzles and to different mysteries inside these locations. I like the game structure in that way, and it's just a clever way to mix in the traditional 2D platforming with a different twist. And the game is very simple. For this game being all about puzzles and mystery solving, it's not super hard. The game isn't going to always test your brain, but sometimes it will, and I think that's the best aspect of the game. But the game starts very simple. You're thinking to yourself, okay, this is a game clearly for younger audiences, like super little kids. But I think what makes it a little bit deeper than that is that the game does increase its difficulty. And what I mean by that is that the game is gonna start asking you to do a little bit more work to solve some of these puzzles and to actually solve some of the mysteries inside the habitats. I was not expecting a Yoshi game to actually challenge me sometimes when it came to the puzzles, and again, it's not super hard, it's not fucking rocket science, but for a game that I really expected very little and almost nothing from it, it surprised me in ways that I wasn't expecting, especially when it came to actually solving puzzles. But the main star here are the creatures, are the enemies that you will encounter in this game that Yoshi can use to his disposal to actually solve these different mysteries and these different puzzles. I think this game utilizes all these creatures in such creative ways that I was also not expecting. When I'm thinking of a Yoshi game, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a simple 2D platformer. It's gonna be so fucking easy because Yoshi games are usually for super younger audiences. And again, I'm not saying that's not the case with this game. I'm not saying that, oh my god, this is the Dark Souls of Yoshi games. It's not. But it is much more nuanced than I think people give it credit, especially with the creatures, because each creature is super unique from each one another. There's no clone version of some creatures. It's not like, okay, this creature does this, but there's like other creatures that do something similar to that. No, every creature has a unique thing that makes them special from each one another, that makes the game feel like it has so much variety. And again, I think the designs of all these creatures and all these enemies are really good. Some of the enemies are definitely traditional traditional to Yoshi in the Mario universe, like Shy Guys and stuff like that. But the more new ones and the more original creatures here, I think are just as fun and just as interesting looking as some of the classic Mario characters that we expect in a game like this. I already mentioned that this game is adorable as fuck. I mean, holy shit, it is aggressively adorable to the point where it started to get a little bit sickening just how adorable everything in this game is. From Yoshi, from the creatures and enemies, from the level design itself, even simple shit where like just a couple of little flower pellets. How is this game just so maliciously adorable? Like I mentioned before, the game is very good when it comes to balancing difficulty. The game does start very easy, but don't let that fool you, because the game does have a natural difficulty spike where some stuff will get a little trickier to discover. Some items are gonna take a little bit more work to get. Some puzzles and mysteries are gonna take a little bit more brainstorming to actually solve. I like that the game, while as easy as it is, it doesn't feel like the game is treating you like you're stupid, and I love that about it. And it's tradition at this point that almost any Nintendo title has an amazing soundtrack, and it is no difference here in Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Oh my god, the soundtrack of this game is just the sweetest, most wholesome thing in the goddamn universe. Every track in this game feels like a warm hug. I just feel so safe here. And if you're still not satisfied after beating the main game, don't worry, because the game has some great post-game content. It's more challenging and it will actually test you a lot more with your puzzle solving. So if you're still craving a little bit more of a challenge from this game, definitely play the post-game content, because it is actually worth the time. And even though I've been singing the praises of this game, it's time to talk about some negatives that I do have. And even if they weren't many, these things still affected my overall feelings on the game. First of all, while I do appreciate the structure of the actual levels in the game, it does have an odd structure when it comes to the way the main game ends. The main game has 2 sets of credits. I don't know why they did this. It's weird. It's not one of those things that, oh my god, it brings the score super down. This is an odd choice to have 2 sets of credits in the main story or the main game. It's just one of those things where I'm like, you don't need to do all that. The boss fights, I think, is another thing that I feel could have been a little better, because the boss fights, I do think they're cool. I think they are very well designed. I think they're very creative. The way you use the creatures in these boss fights, I think is very cool and very fun, but they're still too simple. They still feel too easy, and it never feels like there's an actual difficulty spike with the boss fights. The boss fights always stay at that very middle of the road, sometimes a little lower than middle of the road, super simple and easy to beat, except for the final boss. The final boss fight, I think, is the most creative boss in the game. It's also the one that has the most challenge to it. So at least there's that, but I wish the other bosses got the same treatment as well, is what I'm saying. But even after that stuff, I still think this game is pretty damn great. It has good gameplay, it has good level design. It actually has a good hook that is very unique to this type of game. This is the most unique I think they've been with Yoshi, and I kind of wish they did more of this stuff with the character. Art style is beautiful, the music is good. It's just a very fun game that, even though it has a couple of shortcomings here and there, it's still an absolutely fun time for both people like me that are just grown-ass adults playing games for children, and for little kids that just want to play a fun video game. So my final rating for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is going to be an 8 out of 10. I think this game is great. It's super fun. And even though it's very simple, the simpleness doesn't take away from the fact that how creative this game is. The only problem that I can also say is that it is a $70 game, so it's definitely going to depend on who you are if this game is worth it for you. If you are somebody that loves Yoshi, I do believe that you need to give it a chance. It's the same thing that I said with Mario Tennis Fever. It's definitely something that if you really want to play it, you should definitely give it a chance, because it is a legitimately fun game. And if you have children, I think it's a great game to introduce them into 2D platformers. God, the Switch 2 is actually surprising me more than I thought. I mean, I really expected to have a good time with this console and its games, but I wasn't expecting them to take as many risks with these crazy ass ideas. Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza is pretty crazy for what it is. You have stuff like Kirby Air Riders, which is really crazy. So the fact that they have been taking a lot of these chances on these oddball concepts, I think is pretty damn cool. But But what do you think of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or are you just kind of in the middle? Let me know down in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think about it. And like always, good day, good night, and stay safe.